Dear colleagues, this is phacoemulsification of a very soft cataract. Let us observe the surgical steps. This is the main incision. It's a 2.8 mm incision on the posterior aspect of the limbus. And now 2% hydroxypropyl methyl cellulose is injected into the anterior chamber. And now a paracentesis is being done on the left side of the main incision. It is about 2.5 clock hours away from the main incision. And now capsulorhexis. I take a 26 gauge bent needle, incise the capsule and raise a flap. Now I hold this flap with a forceps, go anti-clockwise, try to remain at a certain distance away from the margin of the pupil, and thus I get a fairly round, in this case a large capsulorhexis. In soft cataracts and in hard cataracts, if we do large rhexis, nucleus management becomes very easy. Now Hydra dissection. Hydra dissection is being done at multiple points. In this case I want to prolapse on equator of the nucleus into the anterior chamber, and I see that the inferior equator, the equator which is at 6 o'clock, or you say from 3 o'clock to 7 o'clock, has come out of the bag. And now is the time to introduce the tip of the phaco handpiece. The machine being used is Idly cataracts 3. Phaco power being used is only 40%. Flow rate in this case is 35 ml per minute, and vacuum is 350 mm of mercury. Idly cataracts 3. Here goes the tip of the phaco handpiece into the anterior chamber, and now apply vacuum, tilt the nucleus and start eating off the pole which is just above the anterior capsular rim. I could not divide the nucleus into pieces in this case, so I am just eating it off and gradually just munching it out. And here it is. This is the last portion of the nucleus. It is probably the last 1/3 of the nucleus, and it comes out. So the nucleus, epinucleus, has been managed, and this is some amount of cortex. Visco is again injected. I take a 23 gauge Simcoe cannula. It's a beautiful instrument, and I just pull out the cortical fibers. This 23 gauge Simcoe is attached to a glass syringe. Plastic syringes doesn't give a good feeling in your left hand. It should be a very smooth edged glass syringe. And now this is the sub-incisional cortex, and this is the cortex at around 1 o'clock, and that's it. The cortical cleanup is done. In this case, since I have done only one side port, I decided in the very beginning not to use bimanual irrigation aspiration. And now implantation of intraocular lens. Before that, this is hydro polish. Some lens cells sticks to the posterior capsule. You can just dislodge those cells. You can just sweep away those cells by a hydrojet. That's why I call it hydro polish. And now this is hydro implantation. keep the anterior chamber formed with BSS and implant the lens. It saves a lot of time and there is no risk of rise of intraocular pressure in the postoperative period because you have not used any viscoelastic substance during implantation of the intraocular lens. So the anterior chamber is free of any viscoelastic substance and visco-induced rise of intraocular pressure will not occur. And now a final lavage of the anterior chamber. Before that, this is hydrosuture. Just hydrate the stroma on either side of the stab incision, on either side of the paracentesis, and make this paracentesis wound waterproof. This is the final lavage of the anterior chamber, and I'm just forming the anterior chamber now, and before concluding the case we must check the wounds. There should not be any leakage from any side. This is a totally unedited video to inspire you to make you a better surgeon. Thank you very much for watching.